Welcome, everyone. Hey, Janine. Hey, everyone. So we are going to get started. Thank you for coming. We are so excited. We have Kim Coles in person live. You remember this one, and you got a big old blow up board of this, right?
I sure do.
So this, but then also to remember that too. You and Tanisha were speaking at that as well.
I've been
That
in your
was
world for a
years ago.
long time, Pam Perry. I
And wait a minute, I
love
tried
it.
to find the very first time we met. We were both so skinny. That was many years ago. And I was trying to find that, but it wasn't AI, it was really us. We were so thin. We took a picture together. I couldn't find it.
Please do.
And then we got this one coming up. This is coming up in June. So you got the whole thing. But I'm so excited because you are a storyteller. That's what you do. You just have a natural gift for that. But more than a natural gift for that, you know how to teach that. So that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about today, how to take your story and make it into a best-selling book. That's the bottom line. That's really what you do. That's your magic. That's the Kimmy dust that you can put on things as well. And this is Sharon coming in as well. And you put the Kimmy dust on things. And not only that, because I'm going to tell everybody, Kim is the most down-to-earth person. Love her, but she really uses her platform for good all the time. And she uses it to help other people as well. So
Yeah.
just like, okay, I'm gonna take your book and I'm gonna spin your book and we're gonna make your book and show you how to sell your book. But she will also say, I will share my platform so that you can really promote your book. And that is long lasting. That is gold. No other celebrity does that.
Oh.
With a lot of them. No other celebrity does that. Okay. So this is something that is her heart. She has a gift for this. She's sharing her gift. And she just keeps getting blessed over and over by doing this over and over again. This is the thing. So Kim,
Uh-huh.
I'm letting people in. I'm gonna let you go, okay? Because
Thank
you
you,
don't have to
Pam
worry about letting
Perry.
the people in because they are coming in now, right now. So I'm gonna let you go and really just tell everybody about how the genesis of this, how this all came about.
Sure, sure. Well, I want to thank you, Pam. You're so fun to play with. You're a joy and you're a joyful spirit, and you do the same thing. You use your wisdom, your joy, your connections, your network, your years of experience to help people expand.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on in the world, right? But I think there's those of us who get to be catalysts. We get to stand in what it is we do and what we are excellent at and what we think we're excellent at, and then help others expand. And that's where the blessings really flow. You have a gift and you give the gift away, and then the gift comes back to you thousandfold, billionfold. So
Yes.
thank you, Pam. I
I,
get to
I
play
take
with
I
you.
take that billion. Yes, thank you.
I'll take billion with a B.
Yes.
So thank you, thank you. So I just wanted to do a little disclaimer. Yes, I am very down to earth, so down to earth that there's very little makeup on. I've been in travel mode. I'm in Florida even as we speak. I got a chance to present the Kims of comedy. And I
Oh,
know
I bet you
you heard
that was
about this.
so fun.
It's all the Kim. So we're talking Kim Fields, legend, Kim Whitley, crazy, Kim Wayans, also crazy, and Kim Cole. So the four of us did this incredible panel conversation talking about our careers and life and uh, all the things. And it's really a really great format because you get to see people up close and personal. So it's the four
Mhm.
Kims, and more to come. And we're going to come to your neck of the woods, Pam, because you're
Oh,
going to make that.
good. Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'll promote it. That's gonna be a winner. That is for
yeah.
sure. Oh my,
Yay.
yes.
So I'm a little jet lagged. We just got to our hotel, and I'm speaking at an event tomorrow. But um, let's talk about. Let me share my screen. I've got
Okay.
I've got slides. I've got slides. Hold up. Okay, I had slides. Hold on just a moment. Let me
She got
reload.
slides. I seen the slides. She got the slides.
You did. Hold on. Wait. Okay. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Yeah. I That's the other thing I had to do. I had to get on the phone with someone from support to get everything all loaded up. If I was at home, I'd have this really all together. No, I
Brother
wouldn't.
Marvin helped you out over there.
Brother Marvin helped a sister out. Okay, so here we go. There we go. Hope you can see my screen, everybody. Thank you all for being here. So, this is the name of this is Write, Share, and Inspire, Leaving Your Legacy Through Your Book. And what Pam and I were talking about just a second ago really is about your legacy. You know, each of us has found our niche or found our gift, and I think we're both just getting started. Um, but really, I got thinking about not too long ago about the power of let me make sure I can toggle this. Yeah, the power of legacy and the power of leaving your legacy and actually living your legacy now. Meaning, how do you get to be the drop in the pond? Just by being you. And what if just showing up and being you and sharing yourself in a very particular way gets to be the ripple in the pond, which then gets to be the legacy. And the ripple goes on forever and forever and forever. And it really is the way for those of you who are business owners and or coaches or speakers, and you could drop in the chat and let me know what it is you do. It is about connecting with clients and crafting your legacy. And you don't have to wait till you're gone for that legacy to be built, to be shared, to be felt. Now is the time.
Mhm.
And so let me give you a little bit of the 30,000 foot view. I just got off a plane, so that seems very fitting. Um, one of the ways that you can live your legacy and leave your legacy is about being an author. And no surprises tonight. We're going to talk about that. No surprises. I'm going to talk to you about an opportunity that I have for you that I've created, as Pam said, by using my platform to help others. So the power of sharing your story, your personal story, makes messages memorable, and it captivates what I like to call your soulmate clients. If any of you have been in Pam's world, I'm sure she talks about understanding who your ideal customer is, your ideal client, your ideal everything. The ideal for me is your soulmate. It's the person that you resonate with the most, the person that resonates with you the most when they hear your story and go, ooh, that's the person that I can sign up and take her workshop, or that's the person I need to work with to further my dot, 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 fill in the blank, whatever it is that you do. You really want your soulmate folks to show up because you enjoy working with them and they love to work with you.
Mhm.
There's also certain types of stories that really create a powerful impact. And one of the things I always hear from clients is, how can I share my story without sharing on my business? And there's absolutely a way to do that to make an impact, but without sharing all the gory details, because people, they get it. They already get it. One of the things I love to share with people is that it's very important to build an author platform. And I will say that if you took nothing from this presentation I'm fitting to do right now, is to understand that if you want to write a book or if you've already written a book, building your platform is vital because that's what keeps the legacy going. I have people go, oh, my book is on Amazon, and that's great. Or my book is at Barnes and Noble, and that's awesome. Or I'm selling my book at the back of my event. Fantastic. But have you built a platform, branded yourself, created a whole PR system, a whole marketing system that keeps your name and your ideas and your book out there for a long time, that keeps it going and flowing for forever and forever. Your
Mhm.
platform is very important to build. And I think that's the piece that people are missing, that you can be writing the book, but you got to spend time on building a platform that gets your message out there further, further, further. And that there are indeed secrets to writing a successful book. And it's not just about selling the book, it's about inspiring others. So
Mhm.
this conversation here is for you if you're a visionary or a thought leader or an innovator or a change maker. If you'd like to share your unique stories and your experience and your influence and teach others and make a lasting difference. I think too, that's a mistake that I say mistake, I'll say a challenge that I think authors have is, and I'll talk about this in just a moment, that you think the book is about you. It's really about the person who's reading your book. It's really about the person who you are there to influence and help,
Mhm.
using through your story, of course. So
Mhm.
this presentation is also free if you feel overwhelmed or confused about all the publishing options out there, and there are a lot. There's traditional publishing, which I've done. There's hybrid publishing, which I've done, and there's self-publishing, which I've also done. And I'm grateful that I'm using my platform to help people, guide people into the right fit for them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is also for you if you're frustrated and you haven't had the time to write, or you need a little guidance, you just want some accountability to finish. I meet so many people say, I want to write a book. I got you. I got you. And if you're interested in, let me just diminish this a little bit here. If you're interested in building a brand and selling on social and doing all the visibility thing, when you wouldn't be here if you weren't, because you wouldn't be in Pam's world if you weren't interested in becoming more visible, but you can't seem to really connect with your perfect clients through just social media or through just marketing your products and services. I'm going to be an advocate for you having a book or two or three or seven. And like I said, no, in full transparency, I call it partnering in prosperity. So I'm going to give you an opportunity for us all to partner in prosperity. So everybody's webinar always has this slide, right? Who am I? Well, I'm Kim Coles. Hello. Somebody wants me to say, so I'm gonna go ahead and say woo woo woo.
There you go.
Woo woo woo. By the way, Sinclair's woo 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 means I see you, I love you, I acknowledge you, I got your back. I've spent 38 years in show business as an actress, a comedian, an author, a speaker, a host. Just, you know, you can go on the Google schmoogle and look up all the things. And I learned, and we were talking just a moment ago about using your gifts and talents and abilities. I learned that my gifts that I gained as a comedian and as an actress could then be pivoted and expanded into other areas. Well, if I'm a storyteller as an actress, if I'm a storyteller as a comedian, then I can absolutely become a speaker. I can absolutely become an author. And so I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
5 times. And 3 of those times were anthologies where I used my platform to become what we would call the visionary author. And I gathered people to come and join me in my platform. And you'll see I have a slide later on that, you know, the tide raises all boats, that we rise together, so that, yes, you should absolutely have a solo book, but solo books have their pluses and their minuses. The great news is that you get to leverage my platform and leverage my 38 years of entertainment and my million plus followers on all the platforms. And I've lost count, and maybe even over 1 million at this time, where I promote us, I promote you. And the becoming a publisher and becoming a story coach has helped me to be able to use my platform in that way. So it's 90 plus, it's about 96 over the 3 anthologies. And I founded my own publishing company called Hot Coals.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm being fancy, it's really Hot Coals, but it's Hot Coals Publishing. So, oh, just a blank picture of me. So storytelling influences client relationships. And you have all seen this, especially all over the media and all over social media and, you know, all the places. When you tell a story, it really influences client relationships. And mostly because as human beings, we are wired to love story. It's in our DNA. It's how we grow, how we learn, how we teach the little ones, how our elders, you know, the griots sat and told us the stories of the great warriors and the great, you know, people and the not so great people in the tribe, and we learned ideas and ways of being and values. It really is through the power of story, and human beings are wired to learn with story and wired to resonate with story. So when you share your story, you have great client engagement, and it's the way you build your personal brand. You know, you and I may have a similar trajectory, but my stories are very specific to me, and your stories are very specific to you, and the lessons you've learned and the vision that you've gained and the wisdom that you've gained by just being you gets to be shared and gets to help other people. So storytelling in general, and this is across all pathways of storytelling, humanizes interactions. It makes your messages memorable, and it creates emotional connections because we're just wired that way. You remember people's stories. You remember, sometimes you don't even remember how they got through what they got through, but you remember the courage of the story that they told, or the courage that was baked in, so to speak. And we all know this if you're in what I like to call marketing school 101. So whatever business that you're in, whether you know it or not, you're in marketing 101 or marketing 102. They teach you first day of school of business is you want to build the know, like, and trust factor. People have to know who you are in order to buy from you or to take part in your goods and products and services. They have to like you, right? They have to like you enough to go, I want to work with this person. I want to read this book. I want to buy this lipstick. I want to, take this course, whatever it is that you do. I want to hire this person to speak. And they're not going to hire you if they don't like you. This is putting aside that sometimes we have characters that we love to hate, but notice that we love to hate them before we hate them. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people that, television characters, we go, oh, I can't stand so-and-so. We have a real strong emotional connection there, whatever it is. And then there's the piece of trusting. And I think nothing builds know, like, and trust like storytelling. If I tell you my story, you resonate with it or you don't, and that's okay too. But it helps build a connection, and you either go, I resonate with her, I want to buy her course. I resonate with her, I want to buy her lipstick, or that really doesn't speak to me, it's not for me. And then that person gets to move out of your way so that your real soulmate client can come through. And what that ends up meaning is more sales, because if we're in business, that's what we're here to do, right? So some examples of some stories that you can tell are, because people go, people say, well, what kind of stories do I tell? Well, here's a nice list for you. There's case studies and success stories, right? Case studies of people that you've worked with already. And by the way, I'm going to give you a couple little secrets along the way. For somebody, just in case there's someone here who's still relatively new in business, you started your business because you wanted to help people. And you very likely started your business because you helped yourself. You get to be a case study. I didn't share the right. You're your own case. So let's say you don't have 100 clients yet. You get to share the story of how you came through something, how you figured something out, how you lost 50 pounds, how you gained more clients, whatever it is, you get to be your own case study. So I think people get really caught up on, I don't have that many testimonials. Like, then be your own testimonial until you get the clients in, until you get people in. It's a really cute little a way to get started so that you feel, I shouldn't say a cute little way as if I'm diminishing it. It's a great way to get started if you don't have any other examples, other testimonials. You are your own case study.
That's good. And you always remember that too. So
Right, you always remember your story, right?
remember.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And I didn't share this, but one of the reasons why I started doing all these other things, just a short story, is there came a point where Living Single was over and the show got canceled and I wasn't getting hired. And I thought, well, what can I do to still work? I still want to work. Lord knows I can't type, I can't cook, there's no other skill that I have. This is it. And I thought, well, I've got these abilities as a storyteller. Maybe if I start speaking. And so I got hired as a speaker, and I used humor in my speeches to get me booked and to get me to stand out. And the case study that I have on myself is that rather than sitting around and feeling sorry for myself and going, well, I guess I better go and figure out a job, a job, I took the gifts and talents and abilities and just began telling stories on stage. And those stories led to getting booked more and more. They led to a one-woman show that I wrote. They led to me writing a book, and they led to me selling that book. And so I get to be my own case study, an example of somebody who looked at her life, looked at some stories, started sharing those stories, allowing them, finding the ones that resonated with other people, and then everything else happened from there. So be your own success story because you already are. Then there's all of these others, your personal journey stories, the ups and downs of life that you get to share, the educational stories that you have, right? Brand storytelling and marketing, why you do what you do for who you do it for, whatever, however I said that. And also there's storytelling and customer testimonials. And what I mean by this one is, you don't just show, well, this is my client, Jenny, and now she's making $1 million doing this. Go ahead, Jenny, tell them how awesome you are. Well, you want Jenny to tell the story of where she came from and what she was doing before she met you and how she learned from you the secret and the key to fill in the blank. And it takes people on the journey, and your potential customers will hear that and go, I'm kind of like Jenny. I've had those same problems. I've had those same challenges. And if Jenny can do it, I can do it too. Where do I sign up? So I hope that makes sense. These are just some examples for you.
Was good.
And the next questions people go, well, how do I find stories? And here's another little tip for you. You hunt and gather from your very own experiences. Everything that has happened to you, I always like to say, everything that has happened to you has happened for you. That's the first thing that I love to say. And the second thing is that everything can be turned into a story or an experience that will teach, entertain, inspire, motivate others. Sometimes it's to warn and caution people, right? Sometimes your story will be a cautionary tale where you say, stay out of that, don't run into that forest over there because this is what's happening. I'm making this up. There's something over there that you don't want. So it may be a cautionary tale, but you get to hunt and gather. And I like to say, mine your own stories. There's gold in them there hills. Are there teachers that you've had and mentors that deposited something into you that you would not have had if you hadn't had that experience? Are there challenges that you've had along the way, things that were just difficult lessons, but now you've got the lesson, now you've got the story, and you can come back and share how you are a victor in some way. Just gather all your stories as well as those other examples I gave you, right? The other thing too, and you'll hear me talking quite a bit about legacy. And the reason why legacy is a big deal to me is, if you can see, I'm standing right behind me is the Sphinx. In 2018, I had a chance to go and visit Egypt, and it was just so powerful because I'd never been to any place that ancient before, that old. We're talking, places that are 4,000, 3,000, 6,000 years old, right? In some cases, they don't even know how old something is. They can't even carbon date it. It's just that old, right? I remember looking at the hieroglyphs on the temple walls and saying, we're reading these stories, we're hearing and learning of these stories of these great people who lived many, 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 many years ago. The wars and the way that they healed, the doctors that healed, the way that they learned to read, all of these things. I remember saying to myself, wow, this legacy is no less powerful than anyone else that I meet. Maybe 5,000 years from now, somebody will be talking about something that you created, something that was powerful in you. And so I've been really an evangelist for living and breathing into your legacy right now. The legacy starts right now. It's dreaming big and changing the world for the better in your own way. And so, it was after that I was like, well, I'm going to be talking about legacy for forever, because it really is a part of who we already are. And why not step fully into that? You came here to do, to be, and to experience something really powerful, and then you get to share it with others. And so because of that, through my perspective, I think storytelling plus legacy equals a book. Why not have a book or 2 or 3 or 12? And it's all about creating, writing, recording the stories that open doors and the books that open minds. That's what you're here to do. You're here to open new minds, open people to new ideas, open people to ways of doing things. And like I said before, sometimes the ways not to do things, because been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. Or in this case, been there, done that, and now you got the book, right? How many people can you serve and can you help by opening the doors with your book, opening doors and opening minds with your book? I know I'm going really fast. Am I going too fast?
No, it's good. It's good. You use the word open a lot. And what was the name of the book? It was Open Your Gifts.
Oh, you're good. Yes. So book number 1, and of course I don't have a slide that has that here. Book number 1 was called Open Your Gifts. And I'm going to share in just a moment what gifts is an acronym for, or maybe now is the time to do it. Oh, well, let me go back. Can I go back? Oh, I'm going too fast. So let me stop sharing. I'm scared to stop sharing. I'll find me again. I want to see your faces. Oh, I see a few comments here. So the first book, the first anthology that I was the visionary author for, was called Open Your Gifts. And I am big on opening, and creating and expanding, right? Because so much of the world is closed. Let's open it up. And GIFTS is an acronym for gratitude, intention, forgiveness, triumphs, and self-love.
Yes.
So that was actually one of the first concepts I came up with when, once you become a speaker, and you all know this, once you become a speaker, you want to have something you can sell at the back of the room. And at the time, I didn't have a book yet. So what I had was a program called Gifts. And it took you through the process of, from my perspective, opening your gifts means being grateful for what you already have every day so that more shows up. We know that an attitude of gratitude just changes everything in your life. Being intentional on the type of person that you want to be, the places that you want to go, and setting that intention first. Once you set that intention, then you are able to get in what I like to call inspired action on your dream, your hope, your wish, your desire. The F is for forgiveness, which means creating space, moving out all the things that no longer serve you. The way I like to say it is I have forgiven husband number 1 and husband number 2. And I've also forgiven myself for marrying them because I was crazy when I married them too. I can't even, it's not even their fault. I was the common denominator. How am I going to be mad at them? And just letting go of things that no longer serve you. It just, again, opens so much more for you. The T is for being triumphant. There's so many times we're paying attention to what's not working, where we are failing, what's wrong with us, instead of standing in our triumphant truth. Where are you magnificent? Where are you awesome? Look, Pam may have had an awful day today. I will never know it because she showed up shiny and pretty and gorgeous and flossy. She's standing in her magnificence and standing in her glow, even though the printer may not have worked, or she found the frying pan and has some rust on it. I don't know. She forgot to season the frying pan. I don't know. I'm making stuff up, but she's going to stand where she is magnificent. And I want you to do the same. Stand on your triumphant truth. And it's a good place to stand, right? And the S is for self-love. It's anytime you make any decisions that are based on loving yourself, then it's the most divine place to be, because you are made of love. And so I created this program, which then became a movement to open your gifts, book number 1, open your gifts, book number 2. And now the latest version is called Wisdom Gifts.
I like that.
Wisdom Gifts was book number 3. And now I am inviting people to participate in Wisdom Gifts 4. And I ask each author to write a chapter based on one of those principles, looking through the lens of gratitude, looking through the lens of intention, a time that you were so intentional that what you wanted landed for you, or landed for the people in your family or something. The time that you were so generous and forgiving and letting things go, what else presented itself for you? The time that you realized that you were triumphant in figuring something out, and it opened up your life and your world, or created opportunities for other people by you standing in your truth. What did it create for other people in your world?
Yeah.
Write about that. And where did you radically take on self-love? And I don't mean self-love and self-care, getting your nails done, getting your hair done. That's just maintenance. I'm talking about the act of self-love where you create boundaries that keep the right people out, the right people in, and the wrong people out. Just things like this. And one of the things I love to do is help coach people to find those stories. The other piece of this, and this is not on a slide, is when I work with authors and authors to be, I am asking them to also be intentional. You are connecting your story to your soulmate reader, also known as your soulmate client, such that this person will read your chapter and go, oh my goodness, this resonates with me. I want to know more about her business. She has a way that she works with children, and I want to know more about that. I want to, hire her to do this. Or this person has figured out a new way to, again, fill in the blank. I want to work with this person. This person is a psychologist, and she's developed a way that I can talk to my children in a way that gets to them that I haven't been able to do so before. Let me find out who this person is and learn more. So
I've
I,
seen you do that
okay.
with three clients. I've seen you do that with judge because they have
Mm,
a whole history about 40, 50 years at being a judge, right? And it's like, what story do I pick? I've seen you doing with Sharon Dumas. I've seen you
mhm,
doing with Linda, and they
mhm.
have like there's so much richness in what they could be,
Yeah,
write about. But you sit with them, help them sort and shift and sip those stories so that it was like polished and it became like it was like that story for that, like you said, the soul client
mhm,
and it was their dream client. And it was a process because
mhm.
it was like, but I want to do everything. I want to add, and it's like, no, but it's a gift. I don't have that gift, but see, I've seen you do that gift. And I was like, I read the story, I was like, oh my God, how did she get them to
Get it
really
on
put that
doing.
story together? Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I don't tell everybody this, but what happens when I'm working with people and even though it's an anthology, and I'm going to share it with you all in just a moment, I actually work with each person individually and I go, okay, let's get some parameters going. That sounds like a good story. Go off and write, and then come back and let's sit and go through it. And I coach you through the story and like, who are we talking to? Why are we telling this story? That piece of the story we don't need, but that's the piece that we need. And
Mhm.
what ends up happening is each author ends up being extremely generous, not vulnerable. Well, sometimes you're vulnerable and you're generous, but no matter what you share, we create a generosity so that the person reading the book will go, I don't know this woman, but now I know this woman, and she's me. And I don't know if I could have been that smart or that courageous or that victorious. I don't know if I could have walked away when she did. Maybe I should walk away from this relationship or this bad job or this whatever. You begin to see yourself in these stories. And so we shape the story in a way so that people not only learn of your magnificence and learn of how you figured something out, but learn how you did it and then how you can also help them. And
Mm.
sometimes the helping is just reading the story and going like, wow, I see it can be done. But sometimes people read the book is designed for people to now reach out to you
And
because
get
we craft it that way.
yeah, and to get you to speak on it more.
Right, right. And so yeah, I wanted to take myself off off the thing. I have a few more slides, but I'm also open to answering questions about the power of story and all of this. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can even find my slides again, because once I stop sharing, anything can happen.
And if you have
So
questions, I see Alicia or Janine, um,
yeah,
Rodney, Ron, Sandy, if you have any questions.
hello. Like
Mhm.
I said at the beginning, those of you may have come in a little later. In all transparency, Pam and I have worked and played together before. And I was like, I would love to talk to your people about being in this fourth anthology. By the way, we've already begun. This is a book that's coming out in September, and I'm gonna talk to you about that in just a moment. But I also wanted to give you a little bit of value. And whether or not we get to work together, I want you to know that I mentioned this earlier. One of the biggest secrets about writing a book is that it ain't about you. No offense. You extend it's about you, but it's not about you. And it's really about the person whose life you want to change and how you can uniquely being aware of how you can uniquely help the reader. And I think the books that do the best are the ones where the people feel as if, she's helping me be a better version of me. So there it is. I did my little gift. I hope it's playing right now.
It
The myth,
is.
the big myth buster is your book is not about you. And that's me saying to Obi, what? The book is not about you. It's about your soulmate person. And you all may have seen this phrase before. With them, it's what's in it for me. By the way, I'll give you that as a little tidbit for this call. Even if I never see you again, please think about your products, your goods, your services, your speeches. It's about what's in it for me, and me meaning the audience, me meaning the person who reads your book, me meaning the person who buys your earrings. Yes, they're beautiful earrings that you designed, and they're stunning, and they're beautiful on paper, and they're beautiful when you made them. But if they don't look great on the customer, if they're not designed with the customer in mind, they're not going to it
It
doesn't
ain't
resonate.
gonna
So
fit.
yeah, that's nice. I'm going to buy your artwork. And I love that you know, share your art. But the truth is they have to resonate with and go, I need that hanging in my household. I think also speakers, and we, you know, we led by showing your speakers magazine. I know you have a lot of speakers in your world, Pam. I love speakers, and it's the ones who make their speech, make their lessons, make their wisdom, make their takeaways about the audience that land that are memorable. And yes, I tell my stories of meeting Oprah. Yes, I've met Oprah, or meeting Whoopi. I made a fool out of myself because she took my breath away. Yes, I tell my stories, but I tell the story through the lensing of how can this help you? Not just whether or not you meet Whoopi, how can you not make a fool out of yourself when you meet someone who is iconic and you just have to breathe. I literally stopped breathing when I met her. I was like, that's not about me. That's because I didn't believe that I was worthy to meet her at that time. So hopefully you get the idea. I'm trying to weave in a few stories here. So a book is good business for all the reasons that are here, establishes credibility and expertise, expands your brand. And what it does is it takes someone like Pam Perry. You come to Pam Perry and go, Pam, I have a book and it's a good book. She can go, thank you. Let me get you on all the TV shows. Thank you. Let me put you in my magazine. Thank you. Are you ready? You're ready. It makes you ready for prime time. It makes you ready for someone, you know, like Pam, who say, now I can get your message out there even further. You know, builds your brand. It creates the networking. You know, here's the thing about human beings. We don't throw books away. We throw cards away. I'm at a conference right now. I'm going to speak tomorrow. I know that people's business cards are going to be in the garbage on their way back to the airport. Nobody's going to throw away a book.
Nope.
We're just wired to keep it, right? It provides a platform. It builds trust. And I've been talking so much, I haven't let you in, Pam, but you let me know if you're co-signing on
Well,
this.
well, the word author and authority. So being an author makes you an authority. And so a lot of times if we're trying to decide what speaker we should pick, because we need them to be an authority on a subject, whoever has the book is who that conference host or that conference planner is going to pick because you have the book. So if you want to be a successful speaker, having a book is like a no-brainer. It is really like one of the ones where people are going to say yes because you have a book versus no, I don't have a book. And so a lot of times people say, well, you know, I'm a great speaker. I don't know why people aren't picking me more. You need to have a book and a good book. And it really needs to speak to your soulmate client.
It does. And you know, at the very least, it's the very least and the very most, it's the thing that you have at the back of the room that you get to connect with people and you know, sell or share your book, or sometimes meeting planners. You know, this event here, they bought several boxes of my books and I'll give them out to the audience and let and sign. And so
Love
it's
it.
just really, it's good business. It really is. It just builds the platform. And we are still impressed with people who have books. We're still it works. It just works. It really does. And it gives you a competitive edge. It does. In other words, it's about leveraging the power of a book to enhance all aspects of your business and your personal brand. It really does. I just want to give you just one or two things here too. So there's a solo book option, and it's really rewarding, but there's some things to look out for. You know, you have to manage your time, manage your deadlines. You have to consistently motivate yourself. You have to edit yourself and critique yourself and know what the structure and flow must be and manage the feedback. And sometimes the feedback is from people who you think love you and they go, this book is not very good. And like, I thought it was good. You know, you have to manage all of that, managing the publishing and the marketing. There's also the self-doubt and the fear of failure and the stress of writing a book all by yourself. And by the way, like I said earlier, I have had the traditional book experience where I got a book advance. I wrote the book, but I tell you, when my month was over, they gave me a month to promote the book and they were on to the next book.
Yeah, that's
And so
true. That's true. They give you 30 days. In
yeah,
advance means that they give you money in advance and you're to sell that back, and then anything above that is yours to keep. But the advance is just, it's not your money, it's in advance.
and you're hustling to advance. And I wish I had my first book had come out. It came out in 1995. I wish there had been social media or something to help me out because I had to hustle to make my advance. I sure did, sure
And to
did.
run to those bookstores and oh my
Oh, it was a lot. So there's just, it's an option, the traditional way. And then there's another way, the hybrid way, um, where you get a publisher that will do some of the heavy lifting for you. And
Like
you
Tanisha,
like, just like, Taishina, what is it? It's Taishina.
Tashina,
Why
Tashina
can't I think of her last name?
Davis.
Davis, a
Mhm.
publisher gift. I think it was destined for me to work with her that time because we both love the word gift.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
she's a hybrid publisher where she guided me to guide the other authors. And I paid her company to make this all happen for me. And then I get to keep all the royalties and all of that. And that's good to have someone there guiding you, which is one of the reasons why I decided to have my own publishing company where I got my own publishing imprint. I enjoyed the process so much. I wanted to have hot coals and help guide folks in that way.
Mhm. Say really
So
quick though, Kim, the royalties. So you have the advance and then the royalties. What was the royalty percentage? Can you say, was it 5%, 3.5?
you mean the traditional?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember.
Was
I
it over
remember that
10%?
the goal was to sell, they I my advance included me having the hardcover copy, which was, that's hot stuff, to have the hardcover and to sell all the way through to paperback, which I did. So I don't remember what the royalty was, but I tell you something, Pam. I actually, when it was all done, like a few years later, I actually asked for my rights back because
Okay,
they weren't pushing it anymore. They weren't doing anything, and my attorney negotiated with them for me to get the rights to my first book back. So I'm
good.
actually thinking of republishing it under my own imprint.
Yeah,
So I don't remember what it was, but it um the tough part was they didn't really give me much money to or much marketing dollars. I had to spend my own money. So let's say they chose 4 cities: Chicago, New York, um, Miami, and North Carolina, or something, Raleigh. I then added cities to all of those. So if they sent me to Chicago, the next day I flew to Detroit. If they sent me to New York, the next day I took the train over into New Jersey to Newark to do a book signing. So I added cities to every one city that they gave me. I added one or two more. So I spent a lot of my own money getting this happen,
right. And
which
people
is also.
don't realize that. People do have to spend even if you have a publisher, they will
Mhm.
give you advance, they will promote it for a month, and then after that, you're on your own. You're on the backlist. And then they really don't push the backlist. They're pushing the top list. So anyway, so that's just the publishing game.
It's the game.
Typically they give you a percentage. It's usually from 3.5% after the
Don't
profit
even remember.
and up to 10,
Mhm.
and that will be high. So you can see if you self-publish or you have your own rights, it's a lot better. But anyway, you're going.
Agreed, agreed. And yeah, well, this is one of the reasons why I decided to do these anthologies, because what happens is, even though my company maintains the imprint and maintains the rights to the book in whole, your chapter is yours. You get to, in fact, one of the things you'll do, and you'll see a list I'm going to give you in a second, I actually give you, there's an investment to work with me, of course, but I actually give you a case of books to get you started. I give you the marketing. We market this book, and then I teach you how to market so you can continue marketing this book. You own your chapter. You own your ability to be able to continue marketing. And the other piece of it too, because it is a collaboration, as you see here, you get all the same things you get with a solo book, but you get to do it in a collective, so to speak. Um, I remember EJ, who's my beloved and so many other things. He was the one who said, Kim, you got to tell people that everywhere you go, they get to go with you. So the meeting planner who bought my books to give away at the end of my speaking engagement here today, tomorrow in Orlando, every other author has come with me to the speaking engagement. So somebody will read this book and may not even read my chapter, or may resonate with my chapter, may resonate with 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of the other chapters. And so that's what I meant when I said earlier on that I leverage the the difference in being in an anthology run by Kim Coles is that you come everywhere I go.
That's it.
Every time
That is
I
really,
promote my book, I'm promoting you. I'm promoting our book.
that's key.
And it really is key. And I take it everywhere. Like I said, I negotiated to not only get paid, which is nice, to have them buy books and give them away. And that means that someone will read someone's chapter and say, oh my goodness, how can I stay in touch with these people? That's another thing too, that we have a whole comprehensive plan, like I said here, the comprehensive co-author package that offers valuable tools, resources, and editorial support, making this what I like to call a book in a box.
Mm,
Um, I give you the coaching, I give you the support, and I give you the resources such that you now have a product. You now have a product. You now know how to market that product, and you now know how to market every other product that you have. You just fill in the blank, right? We create it and we make it just sort of easy so that you're not out there by yourself. Like I said, I had a traditional publisher. It was a company that was a division of Disney at the time. I don't think they're in business anymore. But just because I was with Disney or a division of Disney didn't mean that I was any more successful than I was when I published with Taishina or when I published myself.
mhm.
And so I wanted to put this in people's hands so they have the power. And so let me share what's with you if you decide to say yes to this beautiful opportunity. So number one, I help you brainstorm your story. You just overcome the writer's block. We get you past that. I give you captivating story training. So story training that helps for this book and for anything else that you use, including speaking. I have
Yeah,
a what I call a proprietary system for using the 6 C's of storytelling. It's just
yes.
so easy. You just follow the structure, you're gonna be all right. I
That is,
give you
I want to say that is really, really key. That helped the three clients that I know that were in there.
it's
That
a
part
yeah.
right there, the captivating story, that
Mm-hmm.
part.
Yeah, yeah,
Most
that
people don't
that
know.
part.
Most people don't know how to do that.
No, you got to be able to tell it in a flow that has people leaning in to listen, right? I give you an author marketing plan. And again, it's something you can use again and again, a pre-launch and a launch plan. So we're going to launch this bad boy together. By the way, this book launches in September.
Mhm.
So
Perfect.
the train has left the station. I'm just going, whoever says yes tonight, I will create a special welcome
Onboarding.
just for you, special onboarding just for you to get you up to speed. And I know how to get you up and writing quickly. You will get your media and promo assets. Look, my book, my first book opportunity, they didn't give me any promo assets. I had to show up in a city and hope for the best and show up at a bookstore and hope that people showed up. We're going to create those assets so that you can use them on social media, use them on your website, use them everywhere you need them to be, and use them over and over again. Plus, I have something special I'm going to share in just a moment. We also we will do a bestseller campaign. So I'm guaranteeing that this will be a bestseller. You will get to say, "Oh, I'm a best-selling author."
Mhm.
Done. It's a
Mhm.
done deal. It will happen in September because we have the ways to make that happen. Here's what I was going to say, something that most people don't even, they don't offer this. I've never heard another publisher offer this. We
No, they
actually
don't.
give
I told
your
you that.
own
I was,
customized book. I'm sorry, say ahead.
that's what I was saying. Nobody does this.
No, you're
This
gonna
is
get your
just this is just your gift. This is your generosity. Because I'm telling you, all the authors I've worked with over the years, they have their book. The publishers kicks them out and say, "Okay, bye." And then that's it. And they don't know what a funnel is. They don't have a website. They haven't. I mean, they don't know how to build an email list. It is just
yeah.
it. Then the publisher is like left in there, and then they kind of have to figure it all out all at the same time while trying to sell the book, which is overwhelming. So you don't want to be trying to sell the book and also trying to learn how to sell the book at the same time. It's just not gonna work. So yeah.
This is one of the things that we do. And my beloved slash partner, Dr. EJ Johnson, is my partner in this project. And also he's the project manager. And his team is going to be building a website. So each author gets their own separate website and a book funnel, meaning you give away maybe something, a freebie of some kind. Maybe it's even a piece of the chapter. Maybe it's something we can also help you develop that.
Or
And then
a video interview with you and them.
oh, that's next. Oh,
Okay.
that's the next thing. Oh, that's the next thing. With a case of books, we give you the all kinds of uh a case of books. You get your discount so that when you go to buy more, we give you a discount on that. And here's this other bonus. So I should really call the website a bonus. You get an interview with me, and what we do is we turn that into a podcast, a video podcast and a podcast. So now you have um a branded professional interview with me singing your praises because I've worked with you on your chapter. I get to know you. I get to know what to ask you. We talk about, how to set your interview up so that you win. And each one of my authors in my last book, because this is the first time I did that, it was amazing because now we had a podcast and we released each chapter,
I
week,
love
week by
that.
week. And then each of the authors got to keep that video for themselves. You could chop it up if you want to and put it on social. You can
Put on
put
the
it on,
website.
yeah, put it on your website. So now you have, Kim Coles interviewing you, and Kim Coles is already in love with you. I already know what to ask you to make sure that you shine. And that, to me, for the price of admission, which I'm fitting to share with you, I think is really incredible. You now have built in a content and built in marketing, which I know someone like Pam, you get what that is. You
Book in a
understand.
box. Book in a
Book in
box.
a book in a box. And like I said, the private session. So we sit down and really hash out not only your ideas. If you need help with your story, I can help you with that. I can also, I get these divine downloads. And when I hear what your business is, when I hear what it is you talk about, we can brainstorm other ways to get it out there. And that's really a customized experience. So that's the whole book in a box experience. You brainstorm your story, you get your media and your promo, you get your interview with me, you get your very own book funnel, your very own case of books, your very own website. And this value is over $24,000 or maybe even more. And if you partner with me in prosperity, you just go to, I'm going to stop sharing in just a moment. The Rising Tide, there it is. Was there something else there? I'm going to stop sharing. You just go to hotcolespublishing.com/wisdom. And what we've done is we've created uh, something it's not $25,000. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's 4,997 pay in full, or to pay for two payments of 2,700. There's a
Mhm.
little bit extra added for admin fees. And we also have a 4-pay option. So you will be paid for this, all paid, ready to rock and roll as the book is coming out in September. So it's four payments if you want to go that route. They're 30 days apart. And we get started right away because I'm going to do an onboarding call with all of those who say yes next Thursday. Because like I said, we've got about 14 authors already that we've been working with. They're finishing up their second draft right now. I want to get everybody on board and ready to rock and roll together. And I know how to do that quickly. We're going to identify your story and help you craft it in a way that will resonate with your ideal customers and your ideal clients who want to hire you. Your
Mhm.
ideal clients, not only your soulmate readers, your soulmate clients, but the soulmate bookers. Right. And so I know I did a lot of talking. I'm happy to answer any questions and really happy to work with anybody in your community. I'm going to take really good care of them. And
Oh,
it's
I know. You already did. You already did. You
okay.
did 3 of them already.
Okay,
The
good.
thing that I love most about this, one is like when you said when they are in the book, they go with you. So say for instance, you have someone that is going around and they're traveling in circles that you typically can't get to, but they have their stuff about you with them. That's
Oh,
the kind of power about like, like if you have pictures of your kids and you're showing pictures of your kids. It's kind of like that. Like, meet the kids. It's a picture of the kids and the grandkids. It's like, okay, well, everywhere I go, she's got these other people with her as well. Okay. But the
mhm.
other part, the marketing part, the website that I know EJ does, put the SEO on it, put the lead capture, put it all together. That is the value right there. It's $5,000. Like it's like a no-brainer. So everything else, just working with you and having your stamp of approval on them because you've put together your Kimmy dust on them. It's like more or less like now it's like it's going to work. So if
Right.
you're looking for something that's going to work, it's a no-brainer, it's easy to do. Uh, hit the easy button, go on and do it because no one else is offering this. And to do an interview with her, even if you do, I'm gonna tell you this. Was it Cameo they used to have? Kim, I can't think. Was it Cameo when they had the celebrities go on Cameo and you would do a video or whatever? Those
Yeah.
things were like $1,000 and they were like 30 seconds. And it's like, but now you're going to do a full interview with someone and it's a podcast that's there forever. I'm like, what? So anyway,
And then we give you so I should also say this too, that underneath any of these things, any of those things that were on that list is the training that goes with it. So what we do is we make sure that you look great on camera. We're going to show you if you need help, like, so how is my lighting? We get it all, train you on what to do and how to do it. Review the questions that we're going to ask and how to answer them. Like always answer the question by, answering the question with the answering the question with, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm so jet lagged and tired, but it's answering the question with the question
right. Yeah.
right. Not just like, yes, Kim, I live in Detroit. And that's not what I asked you. I asked you, why do you live in Detroit? What's so awesome about Detroit? And like
So
I said,
you have enough time to practice it so that your sound bites sound excellent. Okay.
Pam,
Because
if I
there's
wasn't jet
nothing
lagged, I
worse.
would have been able to say that.
Oh, there's nothing worse than hearing someone do an interview and I'm about to lose my mind because they're punctuating with certain words like right or you got that or and it's like let's train a little bit on this interview so that you don't sound amateurish. The sound bites sound strong.
Strong.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what you would do. Is that in itself, if anyone were to do media training like that, that is a minimum of $5,000 when people do media training, and then you're helping them with their lighting and that's another 2,500. You see what I'm saying? Like the value in this, I don't want people to think like, oh my God, it is such a good value, and it's because it is her gift, because she wants people to win. So
Do.
if you were to do each one of those things individually, it will definitely be, I think it's more than 25 what you have on.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Minimum. Um, and I have a friend who used to work as a producer for Oprah Winfrey, and she, after the show was over, she hung out her shingle as somebody
Media
who
trainer.
is a media trainer, and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and well, because she's been trained. Actually, she used to work for Barbara Walters and then she worked for Oprah Winfrey.
Oh my
So now
God.
you've got somebody teaching you how to say it and what to say it to be the most effective, but still be yourself. And so I bring all of my 38 years of wisdom and entertainment and being on the spot and having to show up and be, but we just make it such that time that we spend on our interview is clear and concise and all for you,
Mhm,
all for you to shine. And like I said, beautiful sound bites come out of it because I know what to ask you to make sure that you shine. And
mhm.
people have taken those and run with them and have it on social media, and it then becomes the authority. And I don't want to say that just because I'm Kim Coles, but I'm no slouch. And you're no slouch either.
This right here, I think you had the pyramids behind you in this.
That was, listen, let me tell you something. Talk about intention. I went to Egypt. It was a trip that was meant to be very spiritual. And, we were there not just to go ride on camels. We were there to walk inside, climb inside the Great Pyramid. And that was the day. And we had a photographer, professional photographer. And she said, we're going to do these brand photos in Egypt. So she knew how to brand herself. Oh, we're going all the way over there. I'm coming with you. And so I had just climbed out of the Great Pyramid, somehow slapped some makeup on my face and was just enjoy. So that's why the pyramids in the back. That's why I mean legacy really is a big
I
deal.
love this. This was the one. This was the one that definitely had to be on the cover.
Yeah.
And this was no AI. That was the real
That's
pyramid.
that's really that's the real deal. I still had don't tell anybody. We stole a little bit of we didn't steal. We took a little bit of dust from outside the pyramid and put it in a little vial. And you're not supposed to take that home, but I have that on my desk at home.
Yeah, you
I have
have
it
to.
with me.
I
It's
mean, as much as they took from Africa, you could at least take some,
you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. You ain't
right?
never lied.
Don't let me go over there. I'll be trying to take everything.
Let
But
me
yeah,
tell you, you gotta go see. And when you
you said you
see,
were going back and you were gonna, you said you're going back.
I'm gonna go back. I've got to go back and take a group. So if y'all want to come with me to Africa, let's go.
Yeah.
To see the hieroglyphs, and to see the paint of the brown people is
Mm,
really powerful. There's a lot that they don't tell you. And we had an Egyptologist with us who said, first of all, do you think this is the only pyramid in Africa? Like, do you really think that this is the only one?
right.
Of course not. All over the world. They are all over the world, but that's another story. This is not the only one. And anyway, don't get me started.
Yeah.
So we
You want to do, when you do this, we'll do another Zoom, okay? Because we,
we will. Yes, it's powerful. Oh, Chevelle said she would go.
yes,
So
yes.
any questions? Does anybody have any questions about this opportunity? We are saying you can say yes until Sunday. You can say yes tonight. And like I said, we've got three ways that you can say yes. You can step in at the 4,997 rate. That's one and done. You can go two pay of $2,700, 30 days apart, or you
Mhm.
can do a four pay of 1350 30 days apart. And you just sign up at that link, the Haute Coles Publishing /wisdom. And excuse me, what that does, it gets you in. We will do an onboarding call next Thursday. And if you can't come, of course, everything is recorded. And like I said, the train has kind of already left the station. We have a Facebook group of amazing people in there already. They are on their second draft already. And the way it is, we have a whole system that EJ set up. It's a beautiful flow. You write your first draft. I give you notes and feedback, and we meet and we talk. You write your second draft. I take another look and see if there's anything else that needs to be tightened up, and then we send it to our editor. We have an editor that has years and years and years of experience of being able to create, make sure that the flow is what you really want it to be. Make sure that your words are the most impactful. And she comes from a place of spirit and divine understanding as well. So we make sure that your words are really what you want out to be out in the world. And then we begin the marketing classes, the how to write your bio, how to, because every author gets a bio that's 150 to 200 words. Like, how do I condense all of my perfection into 150 words? I can help you do that because we edit it down to be just what we need to hear. We make sure that your website is built so that we send people to your website and they can learn more about you. Like, it's really a fine machine machine that has been built for you to shine. And then, like I said, we use my platform. You use you'll leverage me to build your platform and to be strong and to let the world know, to sing your praises and and to share with the world why you're here or what you're here to do.
That's the gift. That is the,
Mhm.
I love it. I love it.
EJ
Oh,
smiling. Did you want to say something, EJ? If I put you on the spot, did you? If you're smiling, that's a good thing.
okay.
I'm good.
You good? Okay,
Good.
good.
Okay.
Good,
All
good.
right. All right.
Anybody have any questions or comments or thoughts? Would love to have you here. I know that, Pam is passionate about what she does, and I asked if she would let me present this to her people because I worked with 3 or 4 of your people,
Yep.
and I think that this helped. I really think that this helped.
If it,
And
especially even if you already have a book,
mhm.
uh, it still will help because just learning her systems and just leveraging her platform is a win-win. And so there's never going to be like, I won't say never, but if you have until Sunday, if you really want to get out there and get known, this is the way to do it. And so many people say, oh, I just really want. I mean, it took him 38 years to be where she is. And she's just basically saying now, like, here, I'm giving you the secret sauce. So either you take the secret sauce or you just kind of just keep figuring it out on your own. It's to you. But if I were you, I'd take the secret sauce and I would just try to be under her and let her mentor you into the places where she goes. And she basically
Yeah.
has these books, and they're always going to be there. The podcast, like I said, the website. I see so many raggedy websites. So just knowing that EJ is going to be doing the website is just such a, whew, that
It
right.
helps. It helps.
It makes a big difference. And so, Kim, I want to say this. You didn't say this, but towards the end of September, when the book is out, I will do a press release and then actually have you guys in the US Times as well. So everybody who's listed, they will all have backlinks to their websites that you'll do, and it'll be in an article. So that will be like an extra push on top of
Oh,
what you're already doing. So it's a PR as well. So the press release, obviously, that gets picked up about 200 different places as well. But then also it'll go in the US Times, and then everybody will have their links there that will go to their website, which will have the videos and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Pam, I
Yeah.
got good pimples. You don't
You know,
get
I love
this.
doing that kind of stuff. So it's
I
going to be a
know
good
you do.
project. So I want to, and I have the machine in place now to put it together. So that is like a no-brainer. But I want people to be able to say, yes, I want to be in, because, like you said, the train's left the station. So we can make it move. You
We
just
can
want
make it.
to move.
And
And
there's time, for anyone who's thinking, well, I said the train's left the station, meaning this is not something that's going to take a year to come out. Not only is it launching in September, what I didn't tell you too is that it's launching at an event that I'm doing in September.
no, I didn't know
And
that.
so it's going to be the centerpiece. So I'm doing a live event.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
Still haven't announced it yet, but it's going to be
Okay.
in Los Angeles. We're
Working on the
holding on.
place.
We're
Okay.
still working on it because we're promoting so many other things, working on the place, working on it's a 3-day event. And the
So the
centerpiece is going to be launching
author line.
this book, the authors. So the authors can
Oh
come,
my,
you'll be invited to come, and we're going to create a special space just for the authors to shine.
oh my
And
God.
now we're talking pictures, we're talking video, we're talking being on stage and being on stage with me. And I'm going to make sure I provide a space for them to shine listen, social proof is a whole lot. So now you're talking about getting pictures, being on stage and being able to use it in your content.
And
And
your friends. And
and-
your friends that just may happen to show up there.
right.
You
So
know,
that's
that could
the
be
other
like, yeah.
bonus that it can't be on a sales page, but it can be something I can announce. If you can announce, you're gonna get us press, and I can announce that we're gonna get us
Oh, that is so good. So yeah,
yeah.
so definitely that will be what we would promote. That will be like the
Yeah.
headline. Yeah. A book launch as well.
Come on now. Come
Oh,
on. I don't play. This is the stuff I learned when, like I said,
yeah. When you
waiting
when
for Hollywood to call. I was waiting for something to happen. And many of you're sitting around, and I don't mean that you're not working. I mean, you're doing what you're doing, but you're waiting for the next thing. Like, what's the thing that's going to push me in the next direction? What's the thing that's going to push me a little bit further? What's the thing that's going to push me? I'm going to go ahead and say it ahead of my competition. And I don't mean competition as in conflict. I mean, there's a lot of us doing a lot of the same kinds of things,
it,
but
it
what sets you apart? And
it's not the how, but the who. So it's not that you don't know how to do all of this, but who is part of your team. So remember that it's not the how, because if you could have did it, you would have did it, but it's
right.
the who. And so I introduced you to the who.
I would love, does anybody have any questions? I would love, love, love to work with you. Again, this opportunity is open until Sunday at midnight, EST.
Mhm.
And it's kind of a no-brainer. Like I said, I call it book in a box. And Pam, I'm glad you said this, and I'll let folks go. Even if you already have a book, in fact, a couple of the authors in the last book, I want to say Linda had her own book, and somebody else had one. We gave the techniques, the tips, the tools, the resources such that you could promote your own book as well.
It gave
So
it gave you the blueprint
the
for
blueprint.
this book and the other books, the previous books and the future books. So it was a blueprint. Yeah.
Pam understands me. Thank you, Pamela. With your
I
shiny
love you.
glasses
I
on.
love you. I mean, you are really giving away a lot. We're gonna have a conversation. It is a lot, because I'm telling you, when I see people that are another persuasion and they get like nothing for the amount of money that you're charging, and it's just, I guess you have to know the difference. So that's why I'm so excited about it. You have to know the difference of what
Right.
you're getting, and you can't put a price on her platform and her celebrity, that she said that you're everywhere she goes, you're going, because that book is being at this conference where she is in Florida right now. So everybody's going to be walking away with that book, with those people that were in it. And I want to say there was a person in the book number 2, Renee Butler. She was in,
Yes, yes,
well,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's part of a Black Door Society. She's part of our group as well. And she just
Mhm.
loves you. And her book, she's
Mhm.
always selling that book. It is like, she's one of the few people in her circle that has a book because of that book.
Mhm. Right, see? Well, I want to say something too. You talked about the price and people of another persuasion. I'll say this, I wanted to make it an easy yes for folks. I
Yeah.
will say this, and I've had a little talk with my team. It won't remain like this forever. I can't. And the other people on my team are EJ, my business partner. It won't stay this price for forever. It will go up and people will say yes. I have a friend who took on signed up for an anthology herself and spent a lot more and got a lot less. And she's a different persuasion. She did it. She's a business coach. It won't stay this way for forever, but I wanted to make it an easy yes for people right now. And then off we go, and the higher we go. And I'll tell a little story. I was EJ just showed me a post. There was a guy playing the violin in the New York City subway. There's always people, musicians and artists down underneath the ground, and he's playing this violin. And the person with him, it was an experiment, watched him get about $30 in tips. But what you don't know is that this was a $1.5 million violin, I believe, something like that. And he happens to be a very famous violinist and had just performed, a month
Carnegie
before.
Hall. Carnegie
Right,
Hall.
right, right. Where the tickets were $150 each. But here he was underground and, had his little baseball cap on. People didn't know he was. He got $30 in tips. And here he was at Carnegie Hall, at $150 sold out. And, it's just an example of how we all do adjust our prices to where we should do to what we think they should be. And people had no idea what his value was because he was up under the subway. I know that people will see the value in this. I brought this to you and to your people because I know that it would be an easier yes at this. And eventually I'll have to go to Carnegie Hall, you know. But for now, and I'm not that I'm diminishing this. I just wanted this to be an easy yes for folks. I have the heart for it to be, it doesn't have to be a $1.5 million violin. It has to be that quality, and more, because this is invaluable. Having a product like this is invaluable. Having assets that we give you that are gorgeous. You just give us your pretty picture and we'll do the rest. And
Gotta have the pretty picture, right, Janine? He
so
got a
anyway, I
photo
just
shoot
wanted
coming
to
up.
share. Say again, what'd you say?
He has a photo shoot coming up. I was like, yeah, we know. Go have the picture. She getting ready. She doesn't know it. She getting ready.
So thank you for letting me present this to your folks. And yeah,
This has
thank
been
you.
good.
hotcoalspublishing.com/wisdom. And like I said, we get to partner in prosperity.
Perfect.
Leverage me to build you. It makes me so happy.
Yes, that is it. That's what you're doing. So thank you, Kim Coles. Thank you so much. I
Thank
will
you.
talk with you later. I'm gonna let you get some rest because you speak tomorrow. You're the keynote.
8:30 in the morning. I was
Oh
like,
my
why
God.
is it
Okay,
so
I'm gonna let you go.
early?
I'm gonna let you go. Thank you guys for joining
Thanks,
us. We will
everybody.
talk to you later. Alrighty, bye-bye.